talking to a girl in like a romantical type way, let's just say, and she just knows exactly what she wants. And she's very open and forward in communicating to you what she wants. You know, she's very confident and bold in that. You probably haven't, because that shit is like a Frank Ocean album. You're never gonna see it. However, I've been talking to a girl like that. And simply just talking to her just forces me to up my own game. Like when we're just flirting or whatever, you know, I am forced to match her energy. I'm forced to one-up her because she's giving me all this. I gotta send something back, you know what I'm saying? Like if you wanna get better with flirting with girls, all you gotta do is find a bold girl that just forces you to improve. Simple as that. I mean, the only problem with these immaculate girls are they are hard to find. I feel like most girls expect the guys to be the ones that are good with all the smooth talking and whatever, and they're not really putting that same work in from their end. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, oh, these girls aren't rare. They're called bops. You know, I see them all over my school. First of all, slow down with that derogatory female diction, all right? They're humans too, you know, they got hearts. 6'3", by the way. Second, in this case, a lot of girls with higher game tend to have higher body counts. Naturally. I personally don't see this as a bad thing though. They just figured out how to play the game properly and y'all mad at them for that? Like, as they should. However, I still feel that girls with actual real charisma are kind of hard to come by. Like, you could be a whore and just not really good at flirting with guys. Like, you could just be getting any guy that offers it up to you a chance, you know what I'm saying? It's way easier for girls to get with a lot of guys than it is for guys to get with a lot of girls, at least in my personal opinion. So, let me get back on track. Me personally, I'm forever grateful for my first girlfriend because of how bold and forward she was. You know, she was not afraid to say whatever the fuck she wanted to a weird degree at certain points. But she was very open with her flirtiness and this and that, you know what I'm saying? There was no code to decipher anything like that. I knew very plainly, which as a guy who didn't have a lot of experience with girls before, you know, I kind of needed that. It put me on for real. Like her being so bold forced me to match that level, forced me to match that energy. Like I would never be the first to say or do these bold things. But over time with her making the first move, when it comes to flirting, you know, I started to gain some experience, started to take some notes, you know what I'm saying? And finally, you know, you get a little comfortable, you get enough confidence to be bold yourself with how you speaking. And I think to an extent, my ex gave me just a good baseline of confidence to, you know, go off of. Like, oh, I can say this and that to a girl and she's not gonna like completely spit in my face, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I still get nervous when I'm fucking talking to girls, but it's like, I just have a better ability to be more forward with girls because of my past experience. And you know, the more times you do it, the easier it gets. So that brings me to the girl that I'm talking to right now. Because like I said, it's kind of rare to find these type of girls, these bold type of girls. These, you know, say whatever's on their mind type of girls. So anyway, me and this girl that I'm talking to right now, we're not going to date. It's not like that. We're good friends. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a friends with benefits type situation. And despite us just being friends, we have really great chemistry. You know, let's just say that. But this girl, more so than any girl I've talked to in a while, just has a way with words, bro. Like when this girl is saying some crazy, you know, freaky text, you know, whatever, I'm looking at that like I gotta say something back. I gotta match that energy. I gotta send something equal in return. And that forces me to up my game. You know what I'm saying? It forces me to be better. And I'm not gonna give y'all too specific of an example because, you know, I don't want to be judged. All right, that'd be a little weird for me, okay? But let me think up a hypothetical real quick. And now that I think about it, she probably has said something like this before. This is not like freaky or nothing. But if she was like, damn, like, I really wish you were here, and it's like fucking 2 a.m. Like, that's a pretty forward text. You know, it's not too crazy, but it's pretty forward. You're making your intentions very clear. Now, in that situation, you got two choices. You can either, you know, be a man of action, be like, all right, bet, I'm gonna pull up, you know what I'm saying, and pull up on her. But let's say for whatever reason you can't pull up, you know, you're scared to sneak out, or you just don't want to, whatever. So now that basically leaves you with one option. You forced to give kind of a smooth, good response back that, you know, lets her know, like, you still interested, but you can't pull up. You can't be doing all that right now. You forced to up your game. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it becomes a little stressful. You know, I'll be thinking too much about the perfect response because it can't be like too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Still gotta be kind of, you know, smooth, suave. You feel what I'm saying? It can't be too out there. But it's still gotta be a little crazy. It's still gotta have a little edge to it. But overall, I love texting this girl. It's just fun. She makes me think, you know, keeps me on my toes. It's like we playing a game or something. It's not boring. And I feel like that's the best thing you can be when you flirt, especially over text. It's not fucking boring, but like not too weird at the same time. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. And I'm big on like matching people's energies. So if I'm texting a girl I just met, I'm not gonna bust out with some crazy, you know, freaky, whatever the fuck off the rip. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe some girls would like that out of the blue, but you gotta know your audience. You know, me personally, I gotta know my audience before I play the game. You know what I'm saying? It's too risky. So anyway, when you got a girl that's bringing that energy first, it just basically makes me want/need to give it back. Like, I be saying stuff I didn't even know I had in me. I'm reading my text back like, damn, like, that was a good response. Like, shit, I really said that. I'm, like, taking notes on my own game. Like, I'm not capable of this normally. You know, she brings it out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get a power boost when I'm speaking to her. All right, that's all I got to say. This is a love letter to those bold, confident women out there. I love y'all. Hit me up. And I love you that's watching even more. Good night.